you have questions, interrupt. If you want to take notes, take notes. If you don't want to take notes, I'm not going to make you. It's really up to you and how you learn as a person. Okay, so we're kind of going to look at where did democracy originate to begin from. So first thing is Hammurabi's Code. So that was the actual first written law. How many of you guys remember that from world history? He's like in Babylonian king. He was the first one to write it down. And he came up with that saying, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Okay, I just showed a video to my world history class where they, some of the cultures still use Hammurabi's Code in kind of primitive cultures where they were trying to see if someone had stolen something. So they heated up in a fire a hot spoon, and then the thieves had to lick the spoon, which sounds awesome, right? And if the tongue blistered, then they were found guilty, and if their tongue didn't blister, then they were innocent. Crazy, right?
Wouldn't it always blister?
Modern day, no. So what happens is maybe later, but not immediately. So one guy, there was 2 guys on trial. One guy was convicted. One guy was not. And this guy died. So anyways, Hammurabi's Code is still used today in some cultures. The Greeks had direct democracy. Remember, that's like voting for every single thing, right? So direct democracy is like anything we want to change. You guys, every single one of you have to vote on every single issue. Indirect democracy is an example of the Romans. They had a republic. So that means that you, for example, the United States has a representative democracy. So we have senators, right? Senators, okay? We have assemblymen and women. They vote for us on certain issues. And then we also vote, as citizens, we also vote for issues as well. But most of the time, the day-to-day stuff, the representatives of the assembly members, they're voting for us, right? We elect them, and then they represent us. Got it? So direct and indirect. Then Magna Carta is in England. That was the first document that said the king is not above the law. The king has to follow the rules too. Okay? Just like our president, they have to follow the rules too. He can't speed and not get a ticket, right? Everyone. Okay? And then we go through that Enlightenment period in England. Remember the Enlightenment? Do you guys remember this from world history? Is this review, kind of? Okay? Enlightenment, remember, that's going to focus on the scientific method. It's going to focus on using logic, on not relating everything to divine intuition, that it was God that did this, and God, put the king in power, and we follow that, but really looking at reason and logic and using science to back it up. Okay? John Locke. Okay? He's going to be one of kind of our founding people that really come up with, our how we created our Constitution. He was in England in 1632 to 1704, and he was a philosopher. He really was a big proponent of natural rights. What are natural rights? What do you think a natural right is? Rights that are natural.
Like freedom of speech and stuff?
Freedom of speech, right? So natural rights are things like freedom of speech, freedom of press, right? Things that are given to you.
Freedom of, religion.
Okay? Things that are entitled to you, that are natural to all citizens. Now, when we start studying slavery, right, or the women's movement, okay, civil rights, we're going to see that not everyone was given natural rights, right, throughout our history. But life with no government and no laws, okay? If some of you may have done, he really believed in that. Some of you may have done the island activity in world history. Yeah, we're all on an island, you've come up with your own rules and laws, okay? That was kind of John Locke's philosophy. Now, he believed in equality for all people, okay? Each person are going to be able to be the controllers of their life, okay? all men are created equal. We're going to have natural freedom, and people, whether they're male or female, can do whatever they want, okay? And no one else has any ability to tell someone, different, okay? Natural rights, liberty, life, you can own property, right? Happiness, those are all kind of natural rights. Everyone has them. And Thomas Jefferson takes this idea, this concept from John Locke, takes this concept and says, hey, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to put that in our Constitution. And so the social contract, this is the idea, you might have learned this in world history. Social contract is basically saying that we as people enter into a social contract with the government, okay, with the ruling party, saying that if you do what you're supposed to do and we do what we're supposed to do, everything's fine. We're agreeing to that contract. But if the government starts to say, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're living in a democracy, we the people have every right to overthrow that government. Okay, that's our social contract. And we will see that in the American Revolution. So, basically American ideals. Freedom, right? That's like number one American ideal, right? People come here, pursue the American dream, have freedom, right? Agreed? Yeah? You like freedom? Yeah? Do you guys feel free? General question. As teenagers? Yes, no?
From what?
Anything. Do you guys feel like, as American citizens, do you guys think you have freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Except for we have to go to school.
It's until you're 18, you gotta go to school.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like America is kind of the land of freedom? Do you have freedom to pursue what you guys want to pursue?
Yes.
Yes? Don't know? Confused? We live in America? It looks like this. I put my maps on, I really didn't know. This is America. This is the United States. Okay. Equality. All men are equal before the law. Okay. So if I go up against, if I'm suing Brooke, okay, we're gonna go up in a court system. We're both going to give our side of the story, and then we both have equal opportunity to be judged by a panel of our peers, right? And they will decide along with a judge, right? And we, of course, have really awesome lawyers. But they're going to we're both the same in front of the law, right? Guilty until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. And so we can make changes, okay? We'll talk about some rebellions that have happened in the United States. Basically belief in progress. What's a good example of progress in the United States? How have we progressed from like back in the 1800s or 1700s? Cars. Good. Computers, technology, right? So progression, looking in that belief of that, yes, we can be better, we can be more efficient, okay? Cars, we can get from one place to another, right? Back in the day, or ride your horse to Maine from California. It's a rough trip. So yes, we believe in progress. We'll go through the Industrial Revolution, right? And go through assembly line labor, making things faster and quicker. And then back to that natural rights. Okay, so in 1776, okay, Enlightenment is here, natural rights, philosophy, social contract. Okay, the American colonists are questioning all of these things. Okay, and they're saying, hey, we are feeling the pressure from the big man on campus. Who's the big man on campus? Who is in control?